IRS website. After we have our LLC, our EIN, we then need to have our operating agreement. That's going to be the contract for your LLC. It's going to govern how your LLC is ran. It's just a corporate formality that you need to have. If you don't have it, you're going to have to go by your state's default rules, and those may not apply for you. After we have our LLC, our EIN, our operating agreement, we then want to have our business bank account. Our business bank account is going to, number one, we want to separate our business income from our personal income and our business expenses from our personal expenses. So we cannot be taking that business card and swiping it at Fashion Nova. We cannot be taking that business card and getting our nails done, our lashes done. Only business expenses. Uh-oh, I'm muted. Y'all didn't hear me, right? You want to make sure that only business expenses come out the business bank account and only personal expenses come out the personal bank account. Every state is going to require you to file some kind of annual report with your LLC. This is just saying, hey, state, I am still using this LLC. Even if your LLC hasn't made $1, even if you're not even using your LLC, in order for you to have an active LLC, you're going to have to file some kind of form and or fee with your state to keep your LLC active. Now, who is tired of hearing about this BOI report? Is it due? Is it not due? Like, what are we doing, right? Well, as of today, the BOI report has been suspended, okay? As of today, the BOI report has been suspended, meaning it is not due. So if you've already filed it, that's fine. If you haven't, that's fine. It is not due as of right now. Now, forming your LLC is the first step in separating your personal assets from the business, and that's called asset protection. But to keep this asset protection, we now have to run our Walmart. We now have to run our LLC like it's Walmart, or what I like to call follow the corporate formalities. The corporate formalities are this: certain things have to be done certain ways in business. So number one is going to be having an active LLC. So if I did not file my LLC annual report and my state made my LLC inactive, and same scenario, I have the bounce house. My assistant was learning the TikTok dance. She didn't put the stakes in. When the kids start jumping, it all falls over. They all break their arms. When I get sued, they're going to say, oh, on the date of the lawsuit, your LLC wasn't active. So because your LLC wasn't active, we're going to act like you didn't have an LLC. And we're going to disregard our LLC. And now they're coming after your house, your car, the money in the bank. At the time of the lawsuit, they're going to pull your last 90 days of bank statements. If they see your nails being done, Fashion Nova, Shein, Sephora, they're going to say, you had an LLC, but you wasn't running it like it was Walmart. So we're going to disregard your LLC. And now we're coming after your personal assets. Okay. So you want to make sure that it's not just forming your LLC. It's running it like it's Walmart. Okay. So let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Let's talk about certain things that we need to do on a business side, just on business and on the legal side. So number one, no one should be online. No one should be at anyone's birthday party, any event without an LLC. That just cannot be done. Okay. So tonight you need to go form your LLC. I will drop my website in the chat. If y'all want me to form your LLC, I can. You can go to InkFile and get your LLC filed. You can go to LegalZoom, but we cannot be out here without an LLC. Number two, we cannot be out here with Cash App. If I were to go to Walmart, can I Cash App the cashier? No, I cannot. Okay, so we are not accepting Cash Apps as a form of payment. That is not how Walmart would run their business. Therefore, we're not going to run our business like that. Now, if I were to work at Walmart, do they have some kind of protocol for their employees? Or if I want to work at Walmart, I can come in at any time and wear anything and just say, hey, I'm working today or I'm not working today. Walmart's going to have what's called systems and procedures. Okay. So just like you have your business, you need to have systems and procedures. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times when we're just starting our business, especially if we're a small business, we think we're not a real business. It's hiring you. When is payment due? When is payment due? Now, we can't block off Saturday. We can't turn down other business. We can't go out and rent equipment. We can't tell our kids that we can't come to their game because we got an event to do. And then when we get there, the person don't have our money. That don't even make sense. Because we're a for-profit business. I mean, we're here to make money. We're not a non-profit. So you need to have in your event contract the date that the money is due. And I would say it needs to be due no later than 14 days before the event. 14 days before the event. There's something in business that's called all money ain't good money. Okay? All money ain't good money. And if you don't run your business with boundaries, if you don't run your business with systems and procedures, people are going to run all over you. Okay, so these systems, these boundaries, I know you're like, ooh, I really want to do this party. I really want to make this money. I really want to get in. But if you don't have any systems and procedures and boundaries, people are going to run over you and waste your time and waste your money. And that cannot happen. So minimum 14 days before the event, the balance needs to be due. In the contract, you need to have a stipulation that the balance is not due, then what? What happens with the amount of money that they paid you? It needs to be non-refundable because see, your job is to plan everything. You are booking everything. You're making the reservations. You are blocking off your schedule. You are getting the bounce house. You're getting the balloons. You're getting the food. You're doing all this work. And you don't want the night before to find out, number one, that you are not being paid. Because now what's going to happen at the event? Are we about to nuck and buck? Like, what are we doing? I say 2 weeks because that gives you enough time to go book you another event. See, what you have to also take into consideration is your loss of business. If I'm supposed to be doing Blue Ivy's 14th birthday party and I reserved Saturday to do her birthday party and then B tells me, girl, I ain't got it on Friday night. Well, that means I'm out of the money on Saturday, right? I can't go find a party and book it in less than 24 hours. So you want to make sure that you're protecting your income. What happens if a tornado hits? Something happens, an earthquake or a tornado, a storm. So you don't show up, not because you couldn't, because an act of God. That's something called a force majeure clause that says if something happens that it has nothing to do with me and I cannot fulfill my end of the bargain, what happens? So in your contract, you should have things like, of course, the money is non-refundable, but maybe they have 30 days to get you a new date. Y'all will make amends. You want to work out all of these things in your contract. The point of a contract is to think of everything that can go wrong and let's go put it in the contract. So if something does go wrong, we already have a place to look at to know exactly how do we proceed from here. How do we proceed from here? So we're going to have systems and procedures. We're going to have a contract. We are also going to have guidelines. Does anyone hire people to work with them? So maybe you may hire a balloon artist. You may hire a caterer. You may hire someone to work with you at the event. So if you're the person that is hosting or throwing the event, but we have subcontractors or people coming to work on behalf of you, how do you want them showing up? If we don't address these elephants in the room, the elephant will end up walking up in the room. Okay? So if I have Joy's face painting, and you hire me because you're doing Rumi's 8th birthday, and you're hiring me to come do the face painting, and the party starts at 12. Well, my on time may be leaving my house at 12. So now I show up at 1. Now you're there. The parents is looking at you. They trying to understand why they paid you all this money. Where's the face painting? The kids is crying. And when you call me, I'm like, what, girl? I'm on my way. I mean, I'm only an hour late. See, some people's on time is 30 minutes late. And so you're upset. You mad. And I'm like, well, girl, what's you mad about? I'm only 30 minutes late. But if you don't set the expectation of what you expect from me, I'm coming however I am. I may be like, well, hey, I'm going out tonight and I'm not really about to be doing all that. So I may have my hair wrapped up in a bonnet on. I'm going to come in a t-shirt that got fish grease and holes in it and some Get 'em Girl shorts and some flip-flops. And I'm walking up like, hey, y'all, I'm here. Now, they're not going to say that the balloon company was ghetto. They going to say you was ghetto because you're the party planner. You're the event planner. You brought her here. So now whatever, all the parents who are at that place are saying, ooh, I know one person I'm not going to book. Girl, can you believe that your party planner has someone come up here in a bonnet? And baby, I have had businesses in every industry. Salon, weight loss, dealers. I have worked with hundreds of employees. I'm not making anything up off of Google. I'm telling you what's going to happen all day, every day. I may think it's okay to come to an event smelling like weed. I'm not smoking weed in front of the kids. So whenever you're having a subcontractor, right? Whenever you're either hiring someone to come help you with the job, that's a subcontractor, or you have someone coming to actually help you in your business, in those contracts needs to be what is on time, what is the dress code, what is appropriate behavior, when do they get paid? Are you paying them all up front and they don't show up, or is it I pay them half up front? After they work and they get there, then they get their remaining balance. All of that is going to be in your contract. Now, when it comes to running your business, we have the structure, we have our LLC, but some of you guys may be gifted. Some of you guys may have multiple businesses. Is there anyone on this call tonight that God said, baby, you have an enterprise. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. You're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? Well, if God blessed you to have an enterprise, that means that we can't just have one LLC. Because this one LLC needs to only be for the one business that we have. So you telling me I got to get all these LLCs? Well, shoot, I'm going to just get one LLC, and then when my business makes money, then I'm going to get the other LLCs on. Let me tell you why we're not going to do that. Okay, so we have Joy's Event Planning, and we're going to say that Joy's Event Planning that's paying all of our bills, right? Joy's Event Planning is paying all of our bills. I am booked and busy, and this is my main source of income. But then I say, you know what? I think I want to try lashes. So I'm going to start Joy's Lashes, but I want to wait to see if I make some money. So I'm going to give me a DBA, which stands for Don't Be Asked Out. I'm going to run this DBA through my Joy's Event Planning LLC. And then if I make some money, then I'm going to get an LLC. Well, I start doing lashes, and guess what, y'all? I'm not good. I'm not good. I put too much glue on my client's eye and it makes her contact get stuck on her retina. And when they peel it off, she's now blind. Now she's suing me. Well, she's not just suing Joy's Lashes, because remember, I didn't form an LLC. I didn't separate Joy's Lashes from Joy's Event Planning. So she's really going to be suing my LLC, which is Joy's Event Planning. So not only is she going to get the lash money, which I wasn't good, so wasn't no money up in there, she's also going to get all of my money and assets from my event planning business. And my event planning business is my bread and butter. It's the one that's paying all my bills. So if I lose my assets and my cash flow from my main business, how am I paying my bills? How am I paying my employees? Now, I've been in business for over 20 years. I have never met an employee that can say, hey, girl, I ain't got your paycheck this week, but I'm going to pay you double next week. They ain't coming back. And they're going to cuss and fuss and move some furniture as they leaving. They don't understand that. So not only can I not pay my business bills, now I can't pay my personal bills. Now I got to tell my son he has to come out of AU basketball. Now my daughter has to come out of dance. Now we ain't going nowhere for summer. Now we got to turn in that luxury car. Now we going back to our mama's house. Now we got what I call is the monkey around our neck. Now, this monkey represents stress. If there's anyone on this call that's been in business for more than 3 years, baby, y'all have experienced the monkey around your neck. That's stress. So now you don't know how I'm going to pay these bills. Now your spouse saying, see, I told you don't quit that job. You should have never quit that job. Now you cussing and fussing. Now you're not having sex. Now you in divorce court and bankruptcy court. All because you didn't want to form an LLC. And you're going to say, girl, you being so extra. And I'm going to tell you, baby, I'm not telling you nothing I Google. Every story I tell is a true story. I don't talk about fiction. It can go from good to bad just like that. So no matter how much your business makes, we're not forming our LLC because the business is making money. We're forming the LLCs for asset protection. So if I do mess up with Joy's Lashes, I'll lose whatever Joy's Lashes has, but I won't lose my cash flow from Joy's Event Planning. I'm still paying my bills. I'm still living. I may got some attorney's fees, but I don't have the monkey around my neck. I'm still at summer vacation. My kids are still living my best life. One mistake didn't mess up the whole show. So for asset protection reasons, this is why we have to have every LLC for every business we have. You can pay now or you can pay later. If you pay later, you're going to pay more. Something will happen in business. You will make a mistake. Your employee will make a mistake. I thought the contract read 1, 2, 3. You thought it read 3, 2, 1. Now we knocking and bucking. Something will happen in business. You want to make sure when it happens that you're good. Okay? Now let's talk about a couple more contracts. Besides having your event planning contract, I will drop my email in the chat. If you guys want me to do a custom contract for you guys, I can. We also want to have a contract that's called a copyright transfer agreement. A copyright transfer agreement. So you want to make sure that you own all of your content. Copyright rule is this: whoever creates the content owns the content. Whoever creates the content owns the content. So if you hire someone to design your logo, to take your photos, to take your videos, you don't own the content, they do. The only way you'll own it is if they sign over their interest in what they created in what's called a copyright transfer agreement. There's a case right now out of Georgia for Sweetwater Brewery. They started 30 years ago and paid a family friend $500 to design their logo. 30 years later, Sweetwater Brewery sold for $300 million. Well, what do you think the family friend did? Honey, what all family friends is going to do? Sue them for $30 million saying, that's our logo that you're trying to sell. So you want to make sure that you own all of your content. Another contract you want to make sure you have is going to be an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement. Think of this as a confidentiality agreement. Whatever you don't want your biggest hater or your biggest competitor to know needs to be in a non-disclosure agreement. Things like your vendor list, your customer list, your trade secrets, how you do things, your systems and procedures. Several years ago, there was an employee of Coca-Cola who was trying to sell their recipe to Pepsi, right? You want to make sure that anyone who's in your mix, in your business, is signing a non-disclosure agreement. On the flip side, you may be trying to partner with someone. You may have a business idea you want to share with someone. You don't want to give someone the business idea and then they go do it with someone else. So a non-disclosure agreement says, hey, I may be talking to you as a potential business partner, a potential investor, but hey, if you don't do this idea, you won't do it without me. Several years ago, Kim Kardashian had a company called Kimojis where she put her face on top of all of the emojis, but Kim didn't think about that. A guy came to Kim with that idea. She was like, sounds great, trademarked the name, did it, made millions, and X'd him out of it. He has now filed bankrupt, is homeless, trying to get some money, but he did not have a non-disclosure agreement, okay? Now, before y'all say, oh, Kim is so shady, she's so grimy, it's called business, okay? It is grimy out here in these business streets. So if you don't protect yourself, you're going to be the one with the short end of the stick. Now, S-Corps are going to be a tax election. When you form a business, we form it at the state level. We form it at the state level. We can form an LLC or we can form a corporation known as a C Corp. How entities or LLCs are taxed are going to be at the federal level. So an LLC is going to pay a 15.3% self-employment tax. A C Corp is going to have double taxation. So the IRS says, hey, LLC, hey, C Corp, if you want a better tax structure, ask us to tax you as an S Corp. You become an S Corp for tax purposes by filing a Form 2553 with the IRS. An S Corp does not pay a self-employment tax and doesn't have double taxation. However, to be an S Corp, you are going to have to be on payroll and your business will now file a separate tax return, which will run you about an additional $750 to $2,000, depending on how complex the return is. So normally the cost of being an S Corp is outweighed by the tax benefits when your business is making about 50 to 60 grand in profit for the year. So if you are a brand new business, you're not quite there, then don't worry about the S Corp tax election. If you are there, then it's time to go ahead and make that S Corp tax election. Now, anyone on this call need funding for your business? Maybe we need a new marketing campaign. Maybe you want to have some new equipment. Maybe you want to have some more inventory for your business. I always believe in let's just not jump into debt unless we have to, because jumping into debt can once again bring these monkeys, right? So if you are a brand new business, a lot of times we are robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Cash flow may be tight, so an extra credit card bill, an extra note is not what the business needs. If you are a more experienced or seasoned business owner, but we're in that transition of scaling, right? Our cash flow may need to be used for inventory, equipment, more employees. Having another note may not be an answer for how we want to get more money. So, applying to business grants is a great way of getting additional cash flow into your business that you don't have to pay back. There's no credit check. There's no limit to how many you can apply for. Most business grants don't require any kind of financials, no tax return, no profit and loss statement, and there's no limit to how many that you can apply for. Now, the basic requirement to be able to get a business grant is going to be an active LLC, an EIN, and a business bank account. An active LLC, an EIN, and a business bank account. But we don't want to be basic, right? We want our business to stand out. So, number one, we need to make sure that we have a branded email address. So, info@yourbusinessname.com. Customer service at yourbusinessname.com. Gmail, Yahoo, iCloud, those are not business email addresses. So if I'm applying for a grant with Joy, the CEO at gmail.com, it's like walking into a job interview with a bonnet on my head. It's just not the look I want. Okay. So you want to go to GoDaddy.com and you want to purchase your domain name, your www.yourbusinessname.com. And then from there, you can go get what's called a branded or a business email address. The second thing you want to have is a website, okay? It doesn't have to be a 5 or 10 page website. You can have a simple 1-2 page website. But when they Google your business, something needs to pop up. You can go on Fiverr.com and get someone overseas to design your website for super cheap. Or they have website templates on Wix or Squarespace where all you have to do is swap out the colors, add your logo, and the website's like already done for you. And then last but not least, you want to make sure that you have your own business social media. So yes, you can promote your business on your Instagram page, on your Facebook page, but you and Tukey may have been two-stepping this weekend, right? We don't want the grant reviewer to see that fun side of you. We want them to see that nice professional side, right? So you want to have a business social media. It's going to be in your brand colors, and it's only going to have professional pictures or nice pictures, information about your brand, right? Nothing, that's going to be, or they're going to be like, girl, who is she? We're going to keep that for our personal page. Now, what are they going to ask you on a business grant? They're going to ask you, what problem does your business solve? What makes your business unique? What makes your business stand out? Why do you need the money? Why did you start your business? And what challenges did you face in starting your business? Now, the number one reason why people don't get approved for grants is they're asking for the wrong thing. Okay. Unlike a nonprofit, we want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward and that we're always speaking about our business in a positive light. This is not the time to sound like we are busted and disgusted. I don't have no clients. I can't get no customers. I'm about to get evicted. If you could just no one is throwing one life jacket to a sinking Titanic ship. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're only asking for things that are going to make us money in the next 30 days. Paying you is not going to make the business more money. Catching up on bills is not going to make the business more money. I just want to have some extra money sitting in an account so I don't have to stress about finances. Baby, go get you a job, because that is not what being an entrepreneur is. Okay, there is no one coming to save you with no extra sack of money, so don't ask for it. Now, what you do want to ask for is what's going to make you more money. If you had a whole new brand campaign, new photo shoot, new website, a whole new look, would that give you a competitive edge? Competitive edge? Yes, it would. As for marketing. If maybe attending some kind of conference, a networking event, if that would help you be able to do your job quicker, better, more affordable, faster, ask for that. If maybe you need to have some equipment, like, you're always having to go to the U-Haul store and rent a van for every time you have an event. So if you had a trailer or if you had some kind of van yourself, you have to load up all that stuff and ask for that. If maybe hiring someone to do the small mundane work, right? Enter the emails, book the appointments, and you can actually be working on the business, ask for payroll for other people. You want to ask for what's going to make you money and how this thing is going to make you money. Now, where do you find business grants? I'm so glad you asked. I have a business grant bundle on my website. It's only $99. It's going to give you a link to over 900 business grants and videos as to how to fill them out. You can also go to your local chamber of commerce. They're going to have business grants. You can just Google business grants, just small business grants. It doesn't have to be industry specific, just small business grants. You can also go on websites like Hello Alice, skip.com, grantwatch.gov. Those are websites that have nothing but grants on them. Okay, so there are multiple places to get grants. Now that we know how we're going to structure our business, now we know how we're going to have systems and procedures. Now that we know how we can get money for our business that's not going to put us in debt, what's the last thing we have to cover? How we're going to get the client. How are we going to get the client? Okay, that's called marketing. So we have 82 people on this call tonight. Come on, easy peasy. Yes. We have 82 people on this call tonight. Now give me a yes or no in the chat. We have been on this call for 49 minutes. If I was on this Zoom talking about my name is Joy, my favorite artist is Beyonce, and I'm going and telling you a whole bunch of childhood stories about when I grew up and blah, 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 would y'all still be on this call on a Wednesday night at 7:49 p.m. or no? No. Why? Because nobody on this webinar cares about me. Nobody on this webinar is worried about me. The only reason why you're on this call still is because I may be giving information to a problem that you have. Okay? So just like y'all could care less about my childhood, what I got going on, your customers could care less about you. They don't care that you're a coffee lover. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your political views. So why are you posting that on your social media? When someone goes to your social media page, they should know exactly how do you help them. Marketing is sell the problem, you are the solution. Sell the problem, you are the solution. The problem does not have to be life or death. Fashion Nova, one of the largest online boutiques, the problem they solve, if you want you a cute outfit for under $100, they got you. Sell the problem, you're the solution. See, a lot of times we want to sell our product by the picture. We're going to show you a picture, or we're going to go take a photo shoot, and no one's buying you. No one's buying the photo. I don't need no event planner. I can plan my party myself. What I need you for? And then here comes Joy. Hi, welcome to Joy's Events. Are you tired of running around when you're planning your fabulous day? Are you tired of having to get quotes and book appointments and people cancel and deposit fees and this and that? And by the time your fabulous day comes, you're drained. Do you want to just maybe wake up one day and enjoy your retirement party? You want to maybe just wake up one day and just enjoy your child's birthday party? Well, see, here at Joy's Events, I do boom, 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 boom. I'm selling the problem. My product or my service is the solution. People buy solutions to problems. So once you understand the problem that your business solves, if we're creatives, either we're selling, are you tired of having boring parties? Are you tired of your party looking like everybody else's? It's going to be Frozen. It's going to be, not Blue's Clues. Who the dogs? Paw Patrol. Who wants a Paw Patrol birthday party? We're going to set your 1-year-old party off. We're going to have this, and this. When you come to Joy's Party Planning, baby, I create an experience. You want to sell the problem. You are the solution. Now, once you know what problem you solve, either they tired of the boring parties, they don't want to plan the party themselves, they need help with, bringing everything to light. Now your job is to put your business in front of everyone that has that problem. How do I put my website? How do I put myself? How do I put my business in front of everyone that has that problem? When I first started my law firm, the Hunt Law Group, back in 2006, auntie's a little old. Back in 2006, entrepreneurship was not popping. I left an asset protection law firm talking about business structure, but back in 2006, having a 6-figure job, that's what the big thing was. So nobody was checking for LLCs. So I actually had to start my practice off by doing criminal law. So I said, well, where are all the criminals at? And 3 nights a week in my suit, I would go to the club. Well, why? Because what's happening at the club? A DUI, assault and battery, robbery. Now, back in the olden days, see, I know a lot of y'all, some of those, young whippersnappers, right? But back in the olden days, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. There was something called a business card. It has your name, your email, your phone number on it. So if you rolled up on me in the club and said, hey girl, or hey you cute, I'm giving you my card. Hey, if you ever need an attorney, here you go. If you ever need an attorney, here you go. If you ever need an attorney, because I'm putting myself right where my target audience is. As my business grew, I said, where are the real criminals at? Like, where is someone that can pay me $15,000, $20,000? I ain't got to hear about grandma's check. Like, they just got it. Where are they at? So I went to the #1 strip club in Houston. I said, hey, I love your establishment. Can I advertise here? And I put my advertisement on the back of the bathroom stalls of the men's and women's bathroom, because what's happening at the strip club? Prostitution, possession with the intent to distribute, and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? I put my business right where my target audience is. You should be putting your business right where your target audience is. Where are the mom groups? Where are the kid groups? Where are the karate groups? Where are the sorority meetings? Where are the Jack and Jill meetings? Where are the Lynx meetings? Wherever there is kids, you need to be there. But not just be there, you need to be there looking like money. You cannot sell a dream looking like a nightmare. So when you are an entrepreneur, you have to understand that, baby, every single day is your job to, when the second you hit that door, you represent your brand. I don't care if you're going to Walmart. I don't care if you're going to the gas station. If you are doing events, someone in your town needs you. So that means can be the person at your Publix, the person at the Walmart, the person at the gas station, the person at you are walking around your target audience all day, every day, but no one's going to stop and ask what you do. And you got on, a t-shirt that's 2 sizes too big and sweats and a bonnet on your head or your head everywhere and no makeup on. And you just, no one's wanting you to go plan their event and you look like, man, you have to look like something. Everywhere you go, you have to think, how can I pull a client? How can I pull a client? How can I pull a client? You have to be able to go talk to people. The easiest way, ladies, to talk to another woman is to give her a compliment. You checking out at Walmart? Oh, I like them earrings, girl. Oh, your hair is cute. Oh, I like that lipstick. What color is it? I'm just sparking up conversation. As we're talking, 9 out of 10 times, what's someone gonna ask you? What do you do? Well, girl, what you do? Oh, girl, I create unbelievable events and parties. Well, girl, what's that? Oh, I do boom, 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 boom. Everywhere you go, see, marketing is not just for social media. Marketing isn't just for the Facebook ad. Your whole life is marketing. Everywhere you go, you're looking, how can I let someone know about my business? Not to sell them. See, when you look at marketing as if you're selling someone, I'm trying to get someone to buy my product or my service, it's going to be hard, right? If you look at what you do is how I'm helping someone. I am helping to create lifelong memories. I am helping to save marriages by the husband and wife ain't got to argue and cuss and fuss about the party. Because 9 out of 10 times the wife gonna say she can do it, the husband ain't gonna do nothing. Now she mad because she doing everything and no. You're out here creating lifelong memories. When people are going to their prom, their quinceañera, their retirement party, you're creating lifelong memories. So when you lead with, it will be a disservice if I didn't let you know about Joy's party planning, because you or someone you know is going to have a lifelong event that you want to have lifelong memories about. But if you look at your business like, I'm just trying to hit a lick, I'm just trying to make me $100, you're going to walk out that door with that same mentality. So when you wake up every single day, you're looking to see, how many people can I help? How many people's lives can I transform by giving them the retirement party of their dreams, giving them their very first birthday, their gender reveal? And when you are intentional of where you're going, intentional of who you're around, you're going to see people are going to start asking about you. If you look like something, they're going to ask you, what do you do? When you're friendly and talking and you're just letting them know what you do, you're going to see how much extra business you are picking up. On top of when your social media and your website, it says exactly what it does. I plan this events. I do catering. I do balloon, blah, blah, blah. They know exactly what they do when they hit your social media page. No one's about to scroll down 6 months. Oh, y'all, she cooks cakes. That's what no one's doing that. They are hopping on your page and hopping off. The last thing about marketing, make it super simple. Some of y'all may have been the 3rd grade spelling bee champ. A lot of y'all got a whole bunch of degrees. That's great. Make it simple. Your website, your marketing, your social media is not the time to show people how astute your vocabulary is, how many big words you know, because your client gonna hop on your website, your page, and they don't know what you're talking about. Them words is too big. And a confused buyer doesn't buy. So make it simple so that a 5th grader understands exactly what it is that you're doing. They know exactly what you sell. They know exactly what you do. They know exactly how do you help them. And when you're doing your marketing, when you're posting on social media, because that's a free mechanism to go ahead and get marketing, you want to always post what the result is. People sell results. What's the end result I'm going to get? Don't lead with the cost. My party planning, we're not leading with cost, leading with the end result. Here is this fabulous event. Here is this. Here are these gorgeous balloons. Here are these gorgeous flowers. Don't you need at your next? Oh, I do need them flowers, baby. I tell Kim my budget, girl. Kim just be like, okay, yeah, And when I get that invoice, it ain't nowhere near the budget. I said, Kim, and she gonna say, but don't you? I'm like, well, yeah, I do need that. Yeah, I do need. Yeah, I do need. All right, Kim. All right. You sell the end result. You are the expert in creating lifelong memories. What does that entail? What do they need? And that's what you're selling. And once you understand how you're helping people, it's going to be easier to talk about your business, because when I'm planning your event, it's going to be done right. It's going to be done on time. It's going to be done with the right vendors. You're going to have a great time, and you're going to have lifelong memories. Any questions? Are we doing questions or no? I just said any questions, y'all. Look at me. I'm just out of line. Are we doing questions or no?
Ladies, do we have any questions for Joy? If you do, you can raise your hand. Joy, how many questions would you like to take?
Hey, girl, how you doing? I can take some questions. I'm good. We have some hands raised.
Okay. Let's do it then.
Girl, look at Kim in the background, the screensaver. Come on, easy peasy. Girl, you better serve us, Kim. Yes.
Okay, ladies, so I'm just going to go right down the line. I see Bethina has her hand raised. And go ahead and ask your question. And if we can keep it to maybe under, let's say 2 minutes, okay, that'll be perfect. Oh, let's get you unmuted, Bethina. I'm sorry. There you go.
Okay, so I have my LLC. I call myself buying a domain. I realize my domain is completely spelled wrong somewhere that's not in my LLC. So I'm just asking, what do I do from there?
What's the name of your LLC, and then what's your domain?
My LLC is L'Oreal's Party Planning NDI.
Okay, and then what's your domain?
It's something weird. It says L'Oreal's Party Planning. It doesn't spell planning. It spelled it something different. It doesn't say it that way. Instead of saying party planning, it has the A and the R is not where it's supposed to be.
Okay, but it still says like
it doesn't look right.
Do you want to just go ahead and get a correct domain?
That's what I'm thinking. If it's
but what I would do
to do that.
Mm-hmm. But I would make your domain name a little shorter, because that's a long name to type out, and people will probably fat finger something and not be able to get to your website. So you can be like, say your business name again.
L'Oreal's Party Planning NDI, which meaning decor.
You could have L'Oreal's PP. PP.com or L'Oreal's.com. Or LPP, like your domain doesn't have to be.
It's actually in L'Oreal.
I'm sorry, L'Oreal. I'm sorry.
You didn't hear me.
I'm sorry, girl. But your domain does not have to be your full LLC name, and that's a long name to type out. So for your email, it'll be info@L'Oreal's Party Planning, and that's a lot of letters to type out, which someone's gonna probably misspell. So I would just go get a simpler domain and make it simple for someone just to go to your website.
You say NPP.
You could be nppdi.com if you want to be something super simple.
That makes sense.
And then when someone's like, "Hey, what's your website?" Oh, nppdi.com. Oh, okay, that's simple. That's simple to write on NPP. It's just simple.
Okay. So I was like, I just found this out yesterday. I was like, nothing looked right. I'm like, what to do?
You're gonna be good, girl. You're gonna be good.
Okay, thank you. I gotta start that first before I do anything else.
All righty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Beverly, we have you up next. Add you here, and let's get you unmuted. There you go.
Hi, Miss Beverly. How are you?
Hi, Joy. How are you?
Fine.
My question is about having multiple LLCs. So, for me, I want to get a venue, but I haven't purchased one yet. So, still form the LLC beforehand?
You want to have an LLC for the venue?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can go ahead and
That's what I'm asking you. Like, I have an event planning business already. I have an LLC, but I want to purchase a venue.
That's going to be something separate.
That's something separate.
So when I come to your venue and I fall and break my neck, I can only get the venue money. I can't touch your event planning money.
Right. So what I'm asking you, before you purchase the venue, go ahead and establish the LLC?
Correct. Because you don't want to have that venue, Miss Beverly, in your name.
Right.
So you want to have it in a business name.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure I was right with that, because I have the name for the venue, but I want to take it off the DBA under my event planning business.
Yes, I would have.
Paying attention.
I would have 2 different LLCs.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Okay, Joy. So go into the chat really quick, and then I'll call on someone else. So where did you say you would share the business contract?
Oh, here. Let me share my screen. Here is my Instagram, my website, and my email. So if you just email me, email me. What can I do for easy peasy? Normally my event planning contract is $250. I'll make it $99 for the easy peasy girls. So if you email me saying, "Hey, I'm from Easy Peasy," email me, and then I'll just send you like an invoice, and then I'll just send you over the template. So you won't have to pay full price for the contract. Or you can just follow me. I give, little business tips, tricks, all that good little stuff,
Perfect. Okay. And then going back to perfect. All right. Going back to the questions. Let's see. Who is next? Okay, I may pronounce your name wrong. Michelin? So sorry.
Michaelin.
Lynn.
That's okay. Hi, Joy.
Hi.
My question's a couple quick ones, just for clarity. So I have a contract bundle, and when I first kept looking at it, I thought I was like, okay, do you need all of this? But once I kind of start plugging my own stuff in, it looks like it's 3 separate contracts. So it's the event contract, the vendor contract, and a rental agreement. Do those sound like 3 separate contracts to you? Is the vendor one, if I had a vendor come working with me with, a bakery or photographer, is that for them?
Correct.
And then is the rent contract if I were renting out, let's say, maybe some of my bases or, whatever. So
Correct.
Specifically mine, is that a separate contract as well?
Correct.
Okay. So if they don't need it, then so basically I should separate those three because the customer may not even need all three, but definitely the event, right?
Correct. So the event planning will be for your actual client, your customer. Like, what are you doing? What are the payment terms? What's the budget? If you are using any of your plates, your cups, and their guest breaks it, who's paying for it, right? Like that has to be in the contract. If you have a vendor agreement, like if you're having someone come bring a bounce house and all this, but they come 2 hours late, are they still getting the full payment? You know, like these things happen, right? So we want to be able to have a piece of paper that says this is what happens if this happens versus now we knucking and bucking, you know, at the client's house and it's just like, you know, we're just looking, you know, urban at this point.
Make sure I was on point with, you know, having them separate for, you know, versus sending them everything.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm not sure that won't look good. And then your operating agreement is just pretty much a business plan for your business, basically. Like a business plan for your DBA.
Well, first of all, we don't need to have a DBA, Miss. We need to have an LLC. Okay.
I'm saying, I guess the naming, because, you know, you got your business plan. Like if you...
The operating agreement is not a business plan.
Okay,
Your,
so what is that
your,
exactly?
your operating agreement is the contract that governs how your LLC is ran. It's going to say who the owner is. It's going to say what's the division of the profits and the assets. It's going to say what state is the governing law. So even if you are the only owner of the LLC, it's what's called a corporate formality. An LLC has to have an operating agreement that says who owns this thing and how is it governed.
Okay, and who do that's just to have on hand, or do I have to show that to someone?
You would keep that with your corporate documents. You don't have to file it anywhere.
Okay, just in case it comes up, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Joy, how are we doing on questions?
We're fine.
Good. Okay. All right. Let's keep going then, ladies. So next we have Felicia.
Hi.
Hi. Girl, you better have this dress on. Come on.
Joy.
Hi.
Hi, Sherry. Okay, so my question is about the bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically like my only employee at the moment. So is it wise for me to have multiple bank accounts, or should I just operate out the one business account?
You can have one business account. I would recommend at least two. Have one that's just going to be your income account, like money's going in and coming out. And then, money's just coming in, not coming out. And then you'll have another account for your operating account where you're going to be paying all your bills. So you'll just transfer money from the income account to the operating account, either daily, weekly, monthly, however your cash flow is.
Okay.
So sometimes it's hard to balance a bank account when you have a lot of, I don't know how busy your business is. When you have a lot of transactions going in and out, in and out, in and out. And for your business account, it can never be negative. You can never have a negative ending balance. So you want to make sure that we know we have an income account with all the money coming in, and then an expense account or operating account for all the money coming out. Now, we also want to have that so when it comes to funding, like we're only going to give them the bank statements that have the income coming in and the wire transfer, so they're not seeing where we're spending our money at. So maybe you...
Okay, so when going to ask for a loan, don't send the second account, just send the income account?
Correct.
Okay.
Because some underwriters are going to judge you on how you spend your money, like where.
Okay.
So they don't know where we're spending it, how it's being spent, where it's going. They just know that money's coming in and it's just being wired out to nice, clean, and simple bank statement.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Kiana.
Hello, hey Joy, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. So I have an event space, and so my question is related to like vendor contracts. Just this past weekend, well, I guess my business is set up where I can do the decor, but I also let the clients bring in their own decor people. So like if they decide that they don't want me to handle balloons, then they can bring in their own balloon person.
Okay.
So this last weekend, that's how it was, and it ended up being a school. So I have an agreement that they signed saying that they're responsible for everything and including their vendors. But obviously they didn't read it. She's a teacher and she didn't read it. And so her balloon lady came and attached the balloons to my walls. My contract also says you cannot attach anything to the wall or ceiling. And so they ripped some of the sheetrock off, coming to take it down. And so now I'm thinking, should I have where I get something from their vendors as well, even though in my agreement, in my contract, I have them signed that they're fully responsible?
Well, no, because the agreement is between you and the client. You don't have any kind of agreement with the balloon person.
Okay. And so if an accident were to happen and it was on their vendors, then do I need to make sure that I have a copy of their insurance?
Correct. So in your contract with your client, you would say you need a list of all of their vendors and their do they have to be bonded in your state or only have insurance?
I'm in Georgia, so I think it's just insurance.
Okay. So you want to have a copy of all their insurance policies with whoever is coming in there. And then you will have to have someone at your event space at the time of the event checking off, okay, person, company A, boom, company D, I don't have any information on you. What is your name? But I need you're going to have all that.
Got you. Okay.
So for a run of show, I would say at least a week before the event, I would talk to your customer to confirm these are the only vendors and let them know any vendor that is not on this list, that has not provided their insurance, will not be allowed to set up and have your client sign off on that. So on the day of the party, see, everyone's going to say, I didn't know, but no one can change when you have this signature on this piece of paper. Well, honey, here's your signature right here next to blah, blah, blah.
Right. Okay. So a week before with the list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I will be making that adjustments ASAP. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Kendra.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Okay, my first question is about the double businesses. So I've had a business for about 7 years, and then I want to branch off to doing the event stuff. So I have to separate it. So it has to have a separate LLC, separate bank account. Like both of so one of them, like my name is Busy Being Creative of my company. The event is Opulence Events by Busy Being Creative. So I have to still give that a LLC, and then I have to do a business account for the Opulence by Busy Being Creative. I can't don't commingle them together at all. Now, when you have so when you mentioned to her about having, so that means I would have 4 business accounts. Can I have? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to structure this.
If you have a lot of movement in your, it all depends on how much money you're making, right? If you have a lot of things coming in and out your bank account, it's going to be hard to manage the in and out of one account. Some people will hold checks for 3-4 months. It's hard. So you want number one, you want to make sure that that you can manage the cash flow of your business. Number two, you're going to have a vendor that's going to make up a fake check with your account on it. It's grimy out here. I've had employees make up fake checks. I've had employees change $1,000 check to a $10,000 check. So if you have one account and a vendor changes your $900 check to a $9,000 check, they're going to go to a check cashing place at midnight. The girl at the check cashing place going to be on her phone. Girl, she going to be cussing and fussing, ain't paying no attention. She going to cash that check. If you only have one account, your main account going to be negative. Now, how you going to pay your vendor? How you going to pay your rent? How you going to pay your mortgage? Wells Fargo don't care what Keisha did. See what had happened? They don't care about that. Your vendor don't care. Nobody cares what you got going on, Kendra. Because guess what? They got their own stuff. So to protect my income account, see, I'm the person, I'm getting all the insurance. I'm going above and beyond. So I would never write a check to a vendor that's my main bank account. I don't play with my main bank account.
So are you the person that can help me, like, because I've been operating wrong for 7 years, right? So I'm trying to get my life together. I need to know how to give myself a check and put the money where they need to go for everything else. So are you the person that...
I'm going to do something for y'all. Hold on. I'm having a free class tomorrow and a free class on Sunday. I'm going to drop the link. We're going to go over how you're going to run your business. So you don't just, you know how to run it, how you going to just do it all. How you going to just do it all right there. Free. Yeah. Free.
Okay. I need that help.
I got
you.
I got you.
And I'm gonna be cute on what days is those?
Every day you step out your house, Kendra, because every day you walk out the house, you're gonna be making money, closing deals. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. You don't know who gonna stop you. You listen here. Right. Y'all gotta understand. It's the power of one person, one thing, one opportunity. It only takes one. See, y'all think I gotta do all. It takes one. You just meet the right person, and that one connection can change the trajectory of your life, the trajectory of your family. It only takes one. So when I be saying show up for yourself, because you never know when that one opportunity gonna come with that one client who gonna give you a blank check and then turn you on to all it only takes one thing. So when you walk out that door, say, am I showing up for Kendra and Kendra's heirs and all what you had to endure? Am I showing up for that person, or am I coming out here all willy-nilly and I may walk past the person that can change my life, but I'm looking like death and destruction, so they're walking right past me. But then you're going to say, it ain't no opportunities out here. It's hard out here. I just can't get it. Can you not get it, or are you not showing up for you? Because see, God can't bless you. He can't give you the overflow. If this is my cup, I can't say, God, give me an ocean blessing. He going to say, well, how you going to hold it? Where the ocean going to go? So you got to have that mindset. And once you walk out, Kendra, looking like $1 million, watch. Opportunity. They're going to start walking up to you. Like, hey, do you? Just watch.
Okay.
You got to stay ready, so you don't got to get ready.
I know that's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Shannon.
Hi, Miss Shannon.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you doing?
Okay, I couldn't get unmuted. I'm unmuted now. Hello.
Hi.
I just have a quick question. So you briefly mentioned earlier about trademarks,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to know, like, what's the importance of getting your business trademark, and how do you do that?
Well, you should hire a trademark attorney to file a trademark. A trademark is going to reserve your name in the US of A so that no one else in America can use your business name. Your LLC will reserve your business name in the state that you're in. So if I have Joy's Party Planning and I'm in Florida, no one else can use the name Joy's Party Planning in Florida. But if someone's in California, then they can have Joy's Party Planning. Now, depending on who you are, what you got going on, here's how you can run the risk. If there is a company who is serious about their name and they have a trademark, so if Joy's Party Planning is already trademarked, but I go and form Joy's Party Planning, I could get what's called a cease and desist letter from them saying, hey, you are infringing on our trademark. Meaning, hey, I paid a lot of money to own this name, so you can't use my name. So I'm going to need you to stop using my name. So that means that I got to stop doing Joy's Party Planning. I got to now go form a whole new LLC. I got to now go rebrand my whole brand and start a whole new brand. Or I can just say, I don't care. I'm going to still keep using Joy's Party Planning. And then they're going to say, bet. Now I'm going to sue you. And now you got to run me back all the money you made by using my name. So that's the importance of a trademark and then not infringing on someone's trademarks. So if you want to know if you're infringing on someone's trademark, do y'all see a screen that says uspto.gov? Okay, so this is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. You're going to go to trademarks and then search our database. And then trademark system. And then you will type in your business name. So Joy's Party Planning. And then anything. Look at Easy Peasy. Come on, Easy Peasy. Stop playing with them. Anything that's close to Joy's Party Planning will pop up. So as of now, there is no one that has Joy's Party Planning. So that's a good name that I can have that won't be infringing on anyone's trademark. Now, just because someone has a trademark doesn't mean that you can't have that name. It's going to be the name plus what class, which is what category you're in. So, you know how they have Dove soap and Dove chocolate? You can have the same business name if you're in a different category. So if you go to this search, you'll be able to see whether or not you're going to be infringing on someone's name or not.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tanya?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I think you're Sora, right?
I am. How are you doing, Zara?
I'm good. You know what? Every time I hear you, you convict me about the whole LLC. And I want to just say, I know my questions are probably novice, but we're here to learn, and I'm constantly trying to make the next steps. So I have a couple questions. The first one is about the LLC.
Okay.
So we do currently have a sole proprietorship, and I know that that's not good. We need to have an LLC. Will I need to change our name or just add LLC to the end of the name that we have? We are a custom wood shop. We make party props.
Okay. So you'll have to see if your name is available. So having a sole proprietor doesn't reserve your business name. So if someone's already filed an LLC in your name, then no, you won't be able to have it. If no one has, then you can have the same business name, just throw an LLC at the end, but you will need to get a new EIN number and new business bank accounts.
Correct?
Yes.
And bank account. Okay. And then part two to that question, will the LLC remain the LLC name for good, or will you have to renew it after a certain amount of time? Because it seems like I've heard that the LLC name only lasts for maybe 10 years or something like that.
That's a trademark. A trademark lasts for 10 years, and then you have to renew it. You have to renew your LLC every year.
Okay. Awesome. And then one last thing about the bank account, the business spending. So if we run our business out of our home garage, we don't currently do this. We do pay our bills out of our own personal account. But then how do we justify that we are running our business out of our home? Is that part of something that I would need to talk with my accountant as we do our business taxes, or should it be noted some other way?
So when you say you're running your business out of your home, you're talking about getting like a home office deduction for using your home?
Yes, or we have a home office, but my husband's wood shop is in our garage currently. We do have a storage facility, but he does the work out of our garage.
So what you would do is you would take the square footage of your home office and then the area in the garage that you're using for the wood shop. And then you would divide that amongst the square footage of your entire house. And what is that percentage? So if that is going to be 20%, then that means for your deduction, it'll be 20% of your mortgage, 20% of your utility bill, 20% of the internet, 20% of all of the things that you maintain in your home, because that is the section that you use for working.
Okay, so we currently have, of course, our personal debit cards and credit cards, but we also have a business credit card. Should we use that business credit card to pay for any of those things?
No, we should not, because
pay for our materials.
The bill is still coming in your personal name, so that personal account needs to be paying for that.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Much.
You're welcome.
So resourceful.
Thank you.
Okay, Joy, how are we doing on questions?
I can do one more question.
Okay, we got one more question. It looks like Krishana. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes, that's right. Hi.
Hi.
So you kind of answered my question. I was going to ask about the trademark and the trade name, because I did reserve my name a while ago, and I kind of forgot exactly what I did 10 years ago. But I do have an LLC, but I don't think I actually did the trademark. But I do see another company that has the exact same name as mine, but just in a different state. So I didn't know what to do along that line.
So you don't really have to do anything. Okay, so if I am a party planner and I just party plan in Florida, I'm not flying around, doing celebrity party planning, and I have Joy's party planning, 9 out of 10 times, I don't care if there's a Joy's party planning in California, because the California, my clients are never going to go to California for that Joy to plan their party. So I'm not losing any money. But if I am a world-renowned party planner and I'm flying everywhere, well, then now I may feel a different kind of way that you're using my name. So if if someone has your name in another state, but you're not really competing against each other, like we're a brick and mortar business and we're not doing anything else, 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to come after you.
And I guess it's a little confusing because when I search my name, that company pops up as well, like in search bars. So I've been trying to like get mine to pop up more. Like I created like a Yelp account, and I'm active on Google now. So I'm trying to get.
Are y'all located in the same state?
No, it's different states. But when I before I started doing like started doing a Yelp and a Google, if I Google CTM Creations, I will see the other company information.
So they probably just have more of a web presence. That's what's making them pop up sooner on Google.
Yeah.
So have you and all your friends do a Google review on your business and do a Yelp review.
I know I tried that.
You can
but
do
people don't like to do reviews.
You can add a blog site to your website.
Okay.
Like just talking about different things and party planning, that blog site, and using the keywords, always referencing your business in that blog site. That's going to get you more hits if you're worried. Are they in the same state that you're in?
No, it's a different state. I'm not sure what state they're in, but they're not in Louisiana though.
So if they pop up and they're in a different state, a person in Louisiana isn't going to go book them.
Yeah.
If you're doing something
Unless
that
they're
is
just not paying attention, what site they're going on. Because I think with mine's, and I think it's just off by a letter because it's CTM Creations with the S, but the domain was taken, so I did it without the S. So I guess if they're not paying attention, then they might click on the one with the S because it's an S in my name, but not my website.
Okay. How long you had your business?
Well, I started as a DBA 12 years ago, but LLC in 2023.
So people already know your website, how it is now?
Starting to. I just started the website. It's been less than a year, the website.
Is your name available if you do a .net or a .us?
I'm not sure. I didn't check that one. So I just wound up purchasing a .com without the S.
But if your name has an S in it, like that may be what's causing the problem. So if you had a .net or a .us, that may help the confusion.
Yeah, I didn't even check for that one. I couldn't check.
Or you could just make your name. What is your business name?
CTM Creations, my initials.
That's just what it is, CTM Creations?
LLC.
But you market CTM Creations?
Yes.
Are you open to having a different business name or no?
I tried to come up with something a while ago, but I just couldn't find nothing that was catchy, so it was hard. But I did wrote down a lot of names and try to see what caught my eye, but I wasn't.
What about CTM Creations and Events?
The only thing different, I don't do the events part.
Oh, okay. CTM.
Yeah. So I just do all the creating stuff, like the crafting and the party favors, but not the actual event. But I guess I just have to work on that part.
Or just change that CTM. But I don't know how long you've been. If you've already branded CTM, then I would say I would say just leave it alone.
Keep it. Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Woo, ladies, can we just take a moment just to give some fireballs and love to Joy in the chat? Let's go ahead. She can't leave until she sees some love, okay?
Thank y'all for having me.
Of course, Joy. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Perfect. Good night. Have a great night.
Bye. All right. Comment bank in the comments. If y'all want to come to my free masterclass, go over business structure, asset protection, how to run your business, how to market your business, how to get business funding that's so many your business EIN, how to sell a digital product. I am now onto my mentorship call. A girl is tired, but you got to do what you got to do. Comment bank for the link for my free masterclass on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, where we're going over everything structure. For those of you guys, like, I already know what my structure needs to be, I just need it done, then you want to comment help, and you want to book a business structure consultation with me so that I can see what you've come up with and help you remix that and maybe kind of tell you some blind spots that I may see in how you are structured or running your business, just to make sure that we are protecting ourselves from inside liability and outside liability. So inside liability is going to be when something happens in your business that causes the suit. So someone slip and fall, there's a breach of contract. So now a business related activity is causing the lawsuit. Outside liability is when you, the business owner, is at fault or is causing the liability. So you may have ran a red light, hit someone, paralyzed them. Your insurance only covers X amount. Now you're on the hook. If you're the one, owning the business, we could lose that business. You can lose your home. Whatever assets are in your name, we can lose those, right? So you want to be able to protect yourself from inside liability and outside liability. So those of you guys who have assets, who are more of a seasoned business owner, I really do recommend a business structure system, which would be multiple things that we use, multiple LLCs, parent companies, holding companies, trusts, all that good stuff. Okay, so if you're like, girl, that is me, I need to get my stuff together, you want to comment help. Or if your Instagram page is private and the link doesn't go to you, you want to click that link in my bio. So just click my page right up here, and then you want to click my link in my bio, and you want to go to consultations, and you want to book a business structure consultation. So I can kind of tell you the different ways that I think you should structure your business to be able to kind of put barriers and put layers around you and your assets. So if something were to happen, number one, we have a lot of layers they have to get through to get to the good stuff. And then number two, there's different ways of masking or hiding what it is that you own. So when they look you up, okay, sleep mode. When they look you up, you just don't look like you have anything. So if you don't have anything, that will deter a lot of people from wanting to sue you, because what are they going to get if they think you don't have anything? Okay, and that is basically the gist of asset protection. Okay, so I now got to go break down business structure in my mentorship class. Everyone have a fabulous night, and of course I will see you at the bank.